Hello everyone. Today we will learn regarding continuous portion of the terminology. In last two lecture we have seen anatomical positions of the body, planes of the body, anatomical terms, superficial, deep, etc. In last lecture that we have seen regarding term used to describe the joint, flexion, extension, medial rotation, lateral rotation, etc. Today we will discuss regarding term used to describe bony features. Okay, term used to describe bony features. Foramen, its name suggests a hole which provide passage for blood vessels and nerve. Example, foramina in the transverse process of cervical vertebrae. Okay, in this diagram you can see a hole like structure, a transverse process of foramina in cervical vertebrae which give passage for blood vessels, as well as you can see a large hole. This is termed as vertebral foramina which give passage for vertebral column. Okay, fossa, a hollow depression, for example glenoid fossa of scapula. Okay, hollow depression. In this diagram we can see glenoid fossa of scapula, as well as we can see intercondylar fossa. Okay, wherever the hollow structure there we can use term like fossa. Okay, third one is a groove, a ditch like groove containing tendon or blood vessels. Example, bicipital groove of humerus. In this diagram you can see bicipital groove because it lodges the tendon of bicep brachii, so it is also termed as bicipital groove. Okay, a ditch like groove which lodges the tendon or vessels. Meatus, a canal or tube like opening. Okay, opening in a bone. Example, external auditory meatus. Okay, external auditory meatus, tube like or canal like structure in short. Sinus, an air filled cavity within a bone. Paranasal air sinuses. In this diagram, what is sinuses? An air filled cavity within a bone. Paranasal sinuses. Okay, you can see. Facet. Facet again, smooth, flat or shallow area. Fossa, a hollow depression. Facet, a smooth, flat or shallow area. Example, articular facets of a rib. In this diagram you can see articular facet for vertebral bodies, superior and inferior facets. Okay, and there is crest in between them. Smooth, flat or shallow area, term is facet. Now we will discuss regarding projection or processes. Condyle, rounded knuckle like projection, condyles of the femur. Medial and lateral condyles of the femur, rounded knuckle like projection. Eminence, projecting prominent part of the bone. Eminence, projecting prominent part of the bone. Example, intercondylar eminence of tibia. In this diagram we can see intercondylar eminence. Okay, like that again in hip bone, iliopubic eminence, wherever the projection, okay, there we can use the term like eminence. In head, rounded articular projection beyond head of the femur, okay. In this diagram you can see head of the femur, rounded articular projection, head of the humerus. Crest, sharp ridge or border. Crest and line will be little bit thin, where crest will be little bit prominent. Sharp ridge, border. In this diagram you can see intertrochanteric crest, because it lies between true greater and lesser trochanter of femur, so it is termed as intertrochanteric crest. Epicondyle. Epicondyle, prominence above or on a condyle. Example, medial and lateral condyles of humerus. Medial and lateral epicondyle of humerus. Again, prominence above or on a condyle. In this diagram you can see lateral and medial condyle of the femur. Above it there is description like lateral epicondyle and medial epicondyle. Its definition is prominence above or on a condyle. So there are medial and lateral condyle of the femur. Above there is lateral and medial epicondyle, okay. Line, as I have discussed, less prominent ridge, linea aspera of femur. Linea aspera of femur. In this diagram we can see linea aspera, less prominent ridge. Spine, long thin projection, spines of vertebrae, that you have to see spines. In hip bone I will show anterior superior iliac spine and posterior superior iliac spine. Again there is the diagram of vertebra, lumbar vertebrae. So projecting part is termed as vertebral spine. Now what is trochanter? Very large prominence on bone for muscle attachment. Trochanter of femur, greater and lesser trochanter, that we have discussed here during intertrochanteric crest. Very large prominence for muscle attachment, greater and lesser trochanter, okay, of femur. Again in this diagram you can see fossa, olecranon fossa, coronoid fossa, okay, radial fossa. Now tubercle, small rounded projection. Example, pubic tubercle, greater and lesser tubercle of humerus. In this diagram, small rounded projection, greater and lesser tubercle of humerus, small rounded projection. Tuberosity, large rounded projection. Example, deltoid tuberosity, ischial tuberosity, large rounded projection. In this diagram, part which is red or highlighted, it is ischial tuberosity, large rounded projection. Or in humerus bone there is a small elevation, the system is deltoid tuberosity. Okay, large rounded elevation. Okay, projection term is deltoid tuberosity, ischial tuberosity. So these are the bony features you have to remember for osteology, arthrology, etc. Because until you don't know this terminology, you will not be able to learn properly bones side determination and its upper end, lower end, sharp description, etc. Okay, thank you everyone.